Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Amateur Otaku podcast. I am your host, Mike, aka the Novice Cinephile, and today we're going to the Swordsmith village. We're talking Demon Slayer. I'm joined by two very special guests. First off, AJ, the GOAT. Welcome back, man.
What's
How you
up?
doing?
It's been a minute since I've been podcasting at all. So be patient with me over here.
Are you gonna like go?
Be
Are you gonna
patient.
mess up? Like, what do you mean?
Well, that's
Right.
very ominous, but we'll see where that's going to go.
I'm a little worried.
AJ's joined us from Geek Vibes Nation. Didge, this is, I think, your first time here on the Amateur Otaku specifically.
It is. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me. This will be a fun episode to join on. So
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. You're coming from the Geek Set podcast. Guys, this episode is very special. You know, usually we talk about the latest in anime, the week that's coming up, right? We got a chance to watch Demon Slayer, and this was a weird theatrical event because it's technically the last two episodes of the Entertainment District arc and the very first episode of the Swordsmith Village arc. So I know a lot of you have probably seen like the first half of this movie like a year ago by now. For me, this was the first time I've actually seen it because I actually got caught up yesterday with the Entertainment District. I just held off for the finale so I can experience it in the theater. And man, that was a crazy ending.
that had to be a fun way to catch up too.
Yeah. It was insane. It was funny because I can tell that my audience had no respect for this part of the movie because they just kept getting up, walking in and out because they already saw it. The weird part to me was Crunchyroll. If you somehow are listening to this, edit the credits out. Like, why did I have to watch the credits 3 times in this movie?
That was brutal. Like when the first one came up, I'm like, there's no way they're doing this. Like, there's no way you're gonna have each ending. And the fact that they did, I was just like, what are we doing here? Did you just...
To be fair, they are episodes. It's technically not a movie.
But you can cut those together. You can recut those two together, so it's not necessarily 2 episodes. You could have cut it into one long episode.
Essentially, that's my thing. Is you just cut the like they cut the intro. We didn't see the intro 2 times,
right?
So
I would love to watch the intro as many times. It is a nice intro.
It's a banger, I will say.
I'll give you that. It's definitely on my anime intros playlist, so I'll give you that for sure.
It's catchy, I know.
Right, but at the same time, it's like you could have. It takes you out of it for a second. And
does it though? Come on now.
It does.
How many anime series have you watched and you have not complained about that at all?
No, but I mean it's different. It's different when you're binging it in a theater versus just sitting at home on your couch listening to it each time.
Okay.
It's a little different, I will say. You know, especially since I guess my thing is just from an editing standpoint. You're gonna put it in the theater. Just clip it. You just clip it. That's all you got to do. It's so easy. So I want your guys' opinions on this finale, and I guess the Entertainment District as a whole, because we can't just talk about the last 2 episodes without, you know, talking about this entire arc. What were your thoughts? I'll start with you, AJ. What were your thoughts on Tengen and everything that Tanjiro and crew had to go through in this story?
Okay, so I don't think I enjoyed the Entertainment District arc as much as the last arc. Mm-hmm. But I will say that seeing another Hashira in action was great. After last, I'm not gonna get into the heartbreak, literally a heartbreak of of last season, but it is great to see an Hashira back in action, and that was I really love that last 2 episodes. It was greatness. Like I always say, greatness. But when I first watched it, I was inspired a lot by that action scene. But seeing it in the theater, it felt very, very different for me. it just felt very different. It felt very cinematic. I felt like it was cinematic when I watched it on television, but when you watch it in a movie, it has that different feel to it that makes it even more precious. So that's all together I really like. Tanjiro and Inosuke, Zenitsu, those three are hilarious together.
Yeah.
And then you have Tenjin, who's awesome. What's the word he always says? I can't remember. I can't remember the word.
With flat, like he wants to be flashy, right? I can't
flashy, but there's a specific word. I can't remember what it is.
That's what he says in the dub, and that's what I watched. I'm sorry.
Okay. And watch sub, please, because that's even better than dub, because their voices are annoying to me. But yeah, all in all, I really love this Entertainment District arc, but not as much as I enjoyed the last season. The upcoming season is my favorite arc, so hopefully they will.
Oh, so you're a manga reader, okay?
Yeah. I'm not going to get into it. I just want to. Hopefully they'll do it just as these 2 seasons.
Okay.
Nice. Didge, what about you?
So I'm not a manga reader of this. So I went into it blind. I did like the Entertainment District arc. I do agree with AJ in that the Mugen Train one was better. I think it was because I first saw it as the movie though. So like when I first saw them, obviously seeing it condensed how they did it in the movie, and then again seeing it rehashed for that portion of the season, a lot of it felt like you were already familiar with it. So watching the episode, it just felt like they were expanding upon things that you already knew about. Whereas with the Entertainment District arc, it was great. But I think I just felt more of a connection with that one. Whereas in the Entertainment District arc, my favorite arc was and I always forget the brother demon's name, but just how much of a hater he was. Like the minute he saw Tengen and he's like, "Oh, you have 3 wives? You have this? You have that? You have to die!" like he was
like,
the
you gotta
ultimate
go.
hater, and it was just so funny to me. Like even towards the end, it was all about he didn't like the fact that people had good lives, and it was just insane. But watching it again in theaters was so much fun because I hadn't watched it since it pretty much ended. So like having that as a refresher going into the new season was great. And it always still just kills me how even at the end you have to have this moment of humanizing every demon. Like when they're arguing and Tanjiro's like, "No, look, you don't want to go into the afterlife arguing." And it's like, what are we doing? Why are you trying to humanize every single thing? Like they clearly tried to kill you.
Yeah, that for me, again, I went into this blind. I was sitting there for like a good 20 minutes, just like, oh my God, we really gonna try it. Like
to be fair, he does this with every demon.
He does.
I know.
Also, you guys don't have no issue with Naruto doing it. So why is there an issue with this?
Well, you see, when Naruto tries and redeem these villains, they're not dead or dying. Like he's trying to change them so they can become good people. Not look, you're dying. Be good.
The whole point of Tanjiro doing it is that they, as demons, do not have any self-doubt anymore after their death. Especially since when they were human, they had so much pain and just a lot of issues when they were human that drove them into becoming demons. And Tanjiro sees it as that. So for me, I like the way that he tries to humanize them and at their end of their life cycle, basically. Because they were good people before, and then it was society that ruined it. But okay. I'm not gonna get too deep into
Were
that.
they really good people though?
Especially
Yes, they were.
I don't know.
Especially him.
I don't know if he was. He didn't like anybody but his sister. Because everybody
But
had a
to
good life.
be fair, nobody liked him first. They
That's also
literally
fair.
drove him out. He drove them that. So
and he had major mommy issues because his mom started all of it. But
yeah, exactly. It's just
Fair.
exactly.
Speaking of mommy issues, hi Isaac, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But because Isaac is doing this every single time. He has admin access, of course, because this is his freaking podcast. So he adds a poll, and the poll is: would you dare ask Mitsuri to step on you? And all the votes are yes.
Oh my god!
And like, for those who aren't familiar, he's asking if we would want her to step on us. The answer is yes, but I digress.
First
Why would you
of all,
make that a poll?
isn't she like 17?
The answer is no. So we're not going to go. I hate anime so much. Oh man, of course she's 17. That is hilarious. So
anime is a wild time.
I know.
It is.
So entertainment just good.
Funny tidbit. Out in my theater when I was watching this, it was a kid with his dad. The dad was clearly uninterested, like did not care anything about anime. You could tell he just brought his like 12-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
The first scene, the bathtub scene, or the bath scene with her, he perked his you specifically heard him go, oh, and then I casually glanced the rest of the episode. He was watching. It was so funny. And it was just so like bad. they may have got them a whole new watcher just off of that alone.
They know what they're doing. They're doing. Like there's no reason for that scene to exist aside from anyway. The Entertainment District. I enjoyed this arc. I'm with you guys though. For me, it might be the weakest arc in Demon Slayer so far.
Are you a manga reader too? First?
No.
Okay, cool.
I only read one manga.
Oh, really?
My Hero Academia.
You should read Kaiju number 8. Yep. That's a great manga to read.
Yeah, that's on the list. Isaac and Brandon actually were covering it here on the channel. It's between comic. Yeah.
Update. She was actually 19. Not 17.
Be clear, everybody.
There you go.
To everybody who voted yes in the poll,
you're good.
Clear.
You're
not
good.
Calling the FBI. You're good. Oh god! This again, Isaac, professional instigator. Thank you for joining us, though, bro. Yeah. So I feel like for me, this is the weakest arc, and I'm not a manga reader, so I don't know what's coming up next. I don't know how I can deal with Tanjiro trying to redeem every single one of these demons going forward, especially like they feel like they get worse and worse. Like they become more and more evil. It gets harder and harder. Even with Naruto,
it stops.
That's good because even in Naruto's case, after Nagato, he has no business trying to redeem anybody else in that series.
That's very true.
So it wears thin after a bit, but I just love Zenitsu fighting this entire movie asleep, and then he just wakes up and he's like, "Both my legs are broken. What happened?"
Yeah, I had forgot about that. So seeing him wake up and screaming about his legs being broken, I was like, yo, I forgot because even at some point he was like, Tanjiro, move! Like he's trying to push him off. I was like, I forgot you're asleep doing this.
It makes no sense. It's funny every time.
This is a good visual.
This is a great poster. So, after we get through the Entertainment District, we do head to the Swordsmith Village. No major spoilers as of now, you guys, because we know most of you are not going to be able to see this until April 9th because Crunchyroll wants that money, I guess. I don't know what they benefit from this, but it's in the theaters. Go watch it if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed Demon Slayer, I think
is it even still in the theaters? I thought it was.
I think today's the last day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's for the weekend. So I think a couple of the Marcus theaters here are showing it up until Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
you might be able the next couple of days to get a chance to go out and watch it if you can. So Swordsmith Village is a 1 hour long premiere for Demon Slayer. And a lot of it was some recap, which is kind of frustrating because we just watched what they were recapping. Like as an episode, it makes sense, but as a theatrical experience, it was kind of weird having flashbacks.
Especially after we've actually watched the 2 episodes. It's literally like 2 seconds after.
Yeah.
That was some Naruto, My Hero level flashbacks.
That was some One Piece stuff right there.
That was the adaptation.
It's like 5 minutes of recap with One Piece. Yes.
Yeah. Patrick, welcome.
Oh, wow.
Love the new episode. However, the Swordsmith Village arc is my least favorite arc from the manga. I hope the anime provides more enjoyment for me. That's interesting considering what AJ just said.
That's what I was like, okay. All right. So one of these two are going to be wrong.
Oh, that's going to be. Thanks for stopping by, Patrick. Hopefully the anime makes it more enjoyable for you. But that's interesting.
It is.
I can't speak on that. You and AJ are the only ones who read the manga, so you're just going to give death stares to each other for the rest of the episode.
I would argue that the training arc is probably one of the best. For me, it's between the swordsman arc and the training arc, which is after this one.
Nice.
But yeah.
All right.
For me, the worst one is the last arc.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not a bad arc. It's just because all the rest of the arcs are really good. And I'm not going to get into that because I might accidentally
Understood.
Spoil it. So, yeah.
Understood. Not saying it's bad. I just don't enjoy it all too much. And what I do enjoy, I can't exactly say because understandable.
Yeah, basically.
All right. I get it. We got to leave you there.
You know what? We're going to run this back in like 8 weeks. How about that? And then we can talk. Cool. So, yeah, after a brief recap, we get into things in the Swordsmith arc. Again, starting off with no major spoilers. Didge, what were your thoughts on this episode?
It was definitely a good setup episode. Overall, it didn't do too much. It was just more so like, hey, hope you're ready for what's to come. Like, you know, it did a lot of introductory things. And I don't know how to beat around that. Where am I exactly going without spoiling anything? But yeah, like I said, overall, it just really felt like an introduction.
AJ.
I agree with that. I would like to add that it was good to see the next 2 Hashiras that are going to help out Tanjiro in this season.
Yes.
Mitsuri and Muichiro, which I really am excited for Muichiro in action because he is my second favorite Hashira. So this will be great. I can't wait. He's actually probably the most powerful. I would say the third powerful Hashira in that team up.
In the span of a sentence, you went from first to third powerful.
No, because I just had to remember. I had to remember the other ones. I was like, yeah, okay. I had to slow down a little bit on that. But yeah, he is pretty strong. So to see him, you guys will love him in action. So yeah.
Cool. I'm excited for that.
I am so excited to see these new Hashira in action, especially, you know, after Mugen Train and the Entertainment District. I just love seeing these powerful swordsmen, right, going against these upper ranked demons. So much fun. And especially the rage in Tanjiro. I love seeing him go beyond, if you will, with his maximum strength. We've got some more comments. Yeah, nice. Yeah, okay. You don't have mommy issues. I'm sorry, Isaac. You just have a really weird fetish of people stepping on you because
Oh
you
my
bring it up
goodness.
every episode.
Oh
It's a
my
problem.
I will say the Infinity mansion, the design of that is just incredible, and seeing it animated was even
Man,
better.
that was making my head hurt.
It was mind blowing. It was definitely all over the place, but in a good way.
The training arc is very underrated. Personally, the Infinity Castle arc is my favorite. Great fights, emotional moments, and great development for both demons.
The Infinity Castle does have the best fights. I will say that.
To be continued, I guess, for me and
Right.
Didge. We'll get through when we get there. Guys,
just read the manga. Just read it.
I have a Viz subscription. I might as well just read it.
I think I am too. I have a Viz one as well.
I mean, it's either like the problem is with Chainsaw Man, with Demon Slayer, with Jujutsu Kaisen.
You can take a break from Chainsaw Man.
Jesus.
My thing is, we've got all these great productions. Like, these are some of the best anime we've ever had, right? Do I want to give that up to read it? Or do I want my first experience to be like today, where I go see Demon Slayer on the big screen and I get to have that, my mind blown by the
think
finale?
about it. Think about it. After this, you're still gonna have to wait like another year or two until the next season, and then another. You still got like 4 to 6 years until the final season.
And if it was an Attack on Titan, it might be 7 or 8 years.
I can't believe Attack on Titan's just like, hey, see you in 6 months, and then they bounced. So messed up.
Was it really just one episode?
It was one episode, and they said, "See you in the fall, guys. Peace."
What? Wait, really? I didn't watch it yet, so I just assumed that they were just letting you know early, like, hey, we're gonna do like.
Was it an hour long at least, or was it like 23 minutes?
It was an hour-long episode.
Oh, okay.
So
but that's still 2 episodes.
Yeah. They just gave you
like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's Attack on Titan, the final season, the final chapters, part 1. That's what they titled it.
Oh, the final season part. Oh, so they took off the part 3 because I thought this was supposed to be the final season part 3.
No,
part 1.
They changed it, and it's
okay.
They're really milking this. Attack on Titan.
They're delaying the inevitable because they know
they
how
do not want it to end.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
because that ending is rough.
We'll talk about Attack on Titan another day. We've got to get back to Demon Slayer. So, guys, if you have been listening to us thus far, spoiler-free section is over. If you're a manga reader, if you watched this theatrical release, you can stick around. Or if you don't care about spoilers, you can stick around. If you haven't watched it, though, come back April 9th after you finish the episode. We'll still be here. Suspended in time, infinity, if you will. We got to talk about this episode in depth. So, AJ, you were talking about that in Infinity Mansion, right? And we were seeing all these upper ranked demons. Mm-hmm. And for me, that was so fascinating, seeing how they all play off each other and like what happens when you actually kill one and the chaos that kind of spawns from that. It feels like we're walking into the final stages of this story. Like the bell has been rung and now everything's going to start coming to the surface, coming to a head. Walk us through that. How are you feeling? And I know you know what happens. Dance around that if you can.
Okay.
Please do.
Well, first,
as best as you can. First,
it introduces like another element to the whole danger of the demons. Because we do see, and one of the demons, that they get their head ripped off, basically. In the past seasons, we know that they all die if their heads are not attached to their bodies anymore. So to see that... Wait, what?
No, I was just saying, yeah.
Oh, okay. You froze for a second. I was like, oh, okay. But to see that just shows the upper level demons between, I think it's 5 through 1 now.
Yeah, because six was one that died.
Mm-hmm. It adds this extra danger because it just lets us know that even if their heads are off, they still have a better chance of surviving, and that makes it even worse for the demon slayers in general. So there's that. Also seeing Muzan again, scary as hell as always. Yes, Michael Jackson, Demon Jackson over here.
My theater was somebody in my theater was just like tee as soon as he showed up on screen, and everybody just fell out laughing. Like, okay,
to be fair, he was a female this time in the episode, so there's that. But all
whatever he was
together
doing with that, like that potions kit, whatever that was, like that, whatever all the science and stuff, whatever he was doing. He was getting frustrated with it.
Yeah, God. Nah. Anyway,
okay.
I can't talk about that. But,
all right, fair.
But yeah, so and we also see that there's like a hierarchy to the top 5 of the demons as well. You can't, just like none of the demons can just talk back to Muzan. The demons can't really talk back to each other if they're above them. Even though you do see that a lot between what's his name? Akaza and I think the second one is Domo, I think. Can't remember. Domo or Doma. You just see that rivalry, not even a rivalry really. It's just a pure hatred between Akaza towards Doma, and there's like no respect. And I can't remember the first demon.
Oh, it's Koku. Ooh, I'm gonna butcher. I think it's like Kokushibo. Something like that.
Yeah, Kokushibo. He's the one that is really diligent about the tiers and all of that, and really, really cares about respect and all of that, which is another element between these Hashras that is very interesting. You have one that's very respect driven, the other is just very power hungry, and the other is just very nonchalant, which is really, really interesting between the demons that we see in here. So to get that even more explored within this, or maybe the next few seasons, will be really, really, really interesting. But the two that's going to be focused for this arc is Yoku and Hantenju, I think. Yeah, Yoku, and there's another one that the scared demon.
Yeah, he was terrified the entire time.
He's probably the most dangerous out of those two. But yeah,
the terrified one.
Yes,
I can see that. That tracks. That tracks.
Of course. When this guy showed up on screen, I jumped out of my seat a little bit. I'm like, no, I don't like the mouth where the eye should be thing. It creeps me out.
It is a little creepy. Like, even in this picture, it's a little creepy, especially because he still has the eye here. Like, it's a little weird.
Yeah. It's a lot of weird. Man. But Didge, how are you feeling when we were introduced to all these demons?
I liked it. Like AJ said, it was interesting to learn more about the hierarchy of them. And especially seeing like I said, again, I'm probably still butchering his name, the Kokushibo one, just because I've seen that picture so many times online, because people they'll drop spoilers like in a heartbeat. Yeah, show pictures of them. AJ's one of them.
I'm not. Hold on. I have not shown anything from the manga.
You drop manga spoilers. It may not have been specifically Demon Slayer, but you drop manga spoilers like they are nothing. You don't even put the little spoilers.
They're not spoilers if they already hit the internet. Okay?
They are definitely spoilers. I logged on one day and I saw Jujutsu
How
Kaisen.
long am I supposed to wait? Look, how long am I supposed to
until
wait?
the anime shows it? That's how long you're supposed to wait.
Like 3 years.
Or just put up the little spoiler tag. Twitter has a thing that's all about spoilers. But no, I've been seeing his face for probably since the start of the Mugen Train arc, and I'm like, who is he? I want to at least see why everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for him to show up. And even though he didn't really do anything, you could really get the sense that like, oh, okay, he's crazy, like he's insane, because they were clearly afraid to see him. Like even with Akaza not really liking, you could tell he didn't want to mess with them. So it moves it along, because you're already thinking about how, especially Akaza, because of how he killed Rengoku, you're like, oh, he must be crazy powerful. And then to see two that are even like, it seems like they're almost out of his league. So you're just like, yo, what's gonna happen here? What's going on moving forward? So yeah. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. It's fascinating because, like you said, this is very much a setup episode, and it's kind of strange how they package these together, because we have the finale of one story and then the introduction of another one, so the flow is a bit off as a theatrical release, as like one distinct thing. As individual episodes, of course, it works perfectly fine, but it was kind of weird how they bundled these all together, because the back half of this whole thing is a lot of setup, and it's great stuff. Like, I even love seeing Tanjiro in recovery, right? He's woken up after 2 months and everybody's just happy that he's awake, and Inosuke's on the ceiling like, how can you see me? I'm lying down, you idiot. And it's like, I love the smaller moments, especially coming off of the intense battle that they were just in. It's just, in storytelling, that's reversed. It starts slow and then you build up. And in this thing, it was the peak of one story, and then the descent, back down, which is kind of strange. Going to the chat right quick. I'm not reading that, but
oh my goodness.
That was the scene that got that dad interested, so he's not wrong.
The only spoilers that matter.
So Tanjiro has a chip sword, which, all things considered, could have been way worse. He's got to go to the Swordsmith village to get it looked at. And I just love the way he has to get there, like the different routes, the different Yoshis he has to ride. Like,
that seems so inefficient. Like, y'all don't got one person that know.
No, it's just too funny to me. And then of course, Zenitsu's awake, so he's on missions and he's terrified as always. That's is he ever going to mature? AJ, I know you can't answer this, so I guess it's for Didge. Is he ever going to mature out of this to where he's not panicking when he's awake?
I'm not gonna lie, I hope so. I really do. It's always funny for like the first like 5 or 6 minutes, and then it's just like, oh, this is exhausting.
Yeah,
please get better.
Or quit. I don't know.
Right, or quit.
I mean, he tried.
I mean, you can retire, I guess. You better hurt yourself or something. You gotta take the lead.
Look, you gotta lose an eye, you gotta lose an arm.
Right. Right.
That's true. I do love how Tanigata is just like, all right, well, I'm out. Peace. his wife
instantly. He was ready for that. He was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
I mean, you lost a hand and you lost an eye. You should have quit. It makes sense.
He could still fight. You
lost a hand and you lost an eye.
And he fought still. Look, and he still fought.
He finished that last mission, and I get it. Now you deserve a long retirement now.
A long retirement.
None of that Tom Brady stuff.
No. Mm-hmm. Right. Get those pension checks in.
Oh man. So we go to the Swordsmith village, and I really love that we're expanding the lore a little bit. One of the things about Demon Slayer up until this point that I was never a huge fan of was, we're thrown into this world, And though I do love Tanjiro as a main character, there's a lot we still don't know about how things work in this universe. So going to the Swordsmith village and seeing where they get these legendary weapons from and the different ways that this has to go about, I thought was very interesting to me personally. I'm just a big lore guy. Like, if I can understand and get to know the inner workings of the universe, that just makes it even more enjoyable for me personally. So I feel like this arc is kind of made for me, because if I get to see the inner workings of these demons and the Hashira and the swordsmiths, and I even love how we get the look at the intro, and Inosuke and Zenitsu are not in it, because I assume they're probably not big factors in this arc, which I love those characters, but I like the idea of getting to experience new characters and new locations and new things in this universe. How are you guys feeling about that? And again, AJ, I know you're like 5 steps ahead.
Okay. Even before that, I would like to talk about Tanjiro's dream when he was in a coma.
Oh yeah,
that was wild.
It was so good. I like that it was a dream, but at the same time it was a memory, which is really weird because he was not very cognizant at the time. So for him to have a memory like I'm making too much sense of this, but I really do like that we get to see like basically the first demon slayer per se with what's his name? I cannot remember everybody's names. So many.
There's a reason where all these character posters I put their names on there, because I can't remember all these people.
Trust me, I have the wiki right next to me, so I can.
There's a lot, but yeah, Yoriichi basically, which he's the strongest slayer of them all, and probably was the first one at the time. But to get that, I really like that, and I can't wait for everybody to see how that expands, because they really do expand on that a lot, and. Nice. I really do like that Tanjiro in the swordsman village, there's like a mechanical machine basically that resembles that same character, which is gonna cause more interest within this season, for more people to watch it, which is really good. So yeah, there's a lot of intrigue between that character and the whole history of the Demon Slayer. Like you said, Mike, you wanted more lore building. You'll definitely get a lot more of that within it as well.
Very exciting. Didge, what about you? How are you feeling about that vision memory trip that Tanjiro was on?
It was interesting, especially because his hair was very reminiscent of the first rank demon. Like,
yes.
For like a quick second, I was like, this means more than what we're getting right now. And I'm sure it's gonna, so like for you to say what you just said, AJ, it makes sense and it helps, because I'm like, immediately I was like, this guy has to be an important character. Like, he had the same earrings as Tanjiro. He looked, like I said, he looks like at least from the back, he looks like the first rank demon. So it's like, I see him, even if it doesn't come to fruition this arc, I'm assuming that he's somebody who's going to be important for, for pretty much the rest of the series.
Yeah. I was kind of confused by what was going on in that flashback, because Tanjiro's dad looks just like Tanjiro. I'm like, what the heck?
Identical, basically.
It got weird for a second, because also Tanjiro's mom looks a lot like Nezuko, and I'm like, Demon Slayer, you better not be going in a weird way. Like, don't pull no Game of Thrones on me.
No, because like there was a good I could tell, like, I wasn't the only one in the theater that felt this. There was a good 20 seconds where everybody was just like, huh? And it's like, oh, okay, we got it. We good. That was Too
What is
bizarre.
going on here?
I didn't like it. But once I got past that, yeah, it was very intriguing. I'm very excited to see where this goes from this point forward and how that all loops back around, because I don't see what that has to do with much of what's going on in Tanjiro's story, but I assume this has to deal with the upper rank demons and, like Dij was saying, the similarities we're seeing between these two new characters. I'm not naming names. Like, we just went through all that.
Right, that's why I said first rank demon.
Yes. But yeah, was there anything else that you guys wanted to touch on?
Within that meeting, not necessarily.
All right, help me out. Is there anything that I may have missed? Trying to walk us through here, because again, for me, everything is new information.
Right.
You guys have a different perspective than me.
One thing that was interesting to me was the reason why he had to go to the village arc. Like, I know it was set up for that way for the story, but his blacksmith is really partial about his swords. Yes. And like the fact that he was so upset. Well, granted, we found out that he's missing, obviously, but I'm on some level, I think he was also really upset that, like, you chipped my sword again. I just made you this sword. Like, what are you out there doing? And it's like, why aren't you expecting that? He's out there fighting. You're not expecting there to be some damage to a sword?
He's upset, but I don't think he's upset with Tanjiro. He's more upset with himself.
Oh,
because even the headmaster of that village said that he created a faulty sword, and that's part of the reason why he's gone. Oh, shit, I can't. And anyway, that's part of the reason why he's missing, is because he knows he's at fault with Tanjiro's sword, and why he's mostly mad. And it's coming off as being angry as Tanjiro, but really it's just because he's mad at himself.
That could be.
I like how they added that scene with the headmaster saying, like, he made a faulty sword. That is completely entirely on him. And then Tanjiro's just like, don't do anything to him. Don't hurt him, please. Because like that's what it felt like. That might be why he's so upset, because like, dang it, I messed up the sword. Not only am I disappointed in myself, but now I have to pay whatever price for making faulty equipment that could have gotten a demon slayer killed, you know? So yeah, I think the reasoning, it's a little flimsy. It basically feels like we had to find a way to get Tanjiro in this location.
Right.
But yeah, I do think they at least set that up the last couple times by having him break the sword before, and then it'd be an issue. And so at least it didn't come completely out of the blue, you know?
That's true.
Yeah, I also want to talk about not really a newish character, but a character that we haven't seen since not the Mugen Train arc, but the arc where they were starting to become demons, basically. Genya.
This guy I forgot existed.
Yeah, it's been a minute since he's in it, but he's very prominent with helping out Tanjiro during this season. So you'll get a lot from him during this season and next season. It's hinted at within this season that there's some bad blood between his brother, which you guys will find out later on. But Mitsuri basically hinted that there's like some sort of issues between the two brothers.
Yeah,
basically.
she said that there was bad blood in the family. She said there must be bad blood in the family.
Which isn't really important for this season, but it is very important for the next season. Next season. So you'll still see a lot of them within the season, helping out Tanjiro fighting and seeing how he fights and why he fights basically within this season, which is really good. But yeah, I just wanted to point out that character because he's really cool. I know I know a lot of people just forgot about him because he wasn't really that important. Basically, just like Mike said, basically forgettable. So yeah, he does get a lot more developed, I shouldn't even say development really, but development within this season and next season.
It's so funny because the way the scene is set up, it's just like it felt like the show wanted me to remember this guy, and for the life of me, I'm like, he looks familiar. I can't put a finger on it though. I'm sorry.
His brother was more memorable, not because honestly, when I saw it, because we saw him, remember we saw his brother quickly towards the end of the first season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw him, I'm like, yo, they changed his character a lot. That was the first thing I thought. Was like, yo, they changed his character a lot. Because I didn't remember we saw him before.
Yeah, that's why it's like he felt vaguely familiar, and I could have just been getting my wires crossed, thinking of his brother and the previous time we saw him, and like not fully understanding what was going on. That's where, guys, use of flashbacks are a very helpful tool in anime. If you would have had a flashback that kind of helped me out, that would have been good. I want to talk about this before we move on. We've had a lot to say and not say about Mitsuri in this episode. Let's jokes aside, how are we feeling about her character and her interaction with Tanjiro Nezuko? Because it felt like when it got really dark, right? Because she has a moment where she's like, "We may never see each other again, but I'm rooting for you." I'm like, "Dang, girl."
I mean, I feel like that was so real. Like she had to have seen so much. And remember, they were saying no one's killed an upper rank demon in 100-something years. So you got to think about all the death that she's seen. So I think it was just a moment like, yo, this may be it. It was nice knowing you, just in case. Like, just in case.
It caught me so off guard. I'm like, oh wow, okay. I didn't expect it to get this real, like you said. But yeah. How about you, AJ?
Yeah, I really like this character a lot. Specifically why she's a Hashira. I really love the title that she have, which is the Love Hashira, basically. It really defines her character, really. As you can see, her interaction with Nezuko, basically, you can tell she's like a big sister type or a mother type of style with kids, basically, which I really, really do like. And her interaction with Tanjiro is really interesting to me. So to see that, it gives me a lot of confidence that people will love her outside of her beauty, basically, because she is a strong character, and we do get a lot of her. Oh God, it's so hard for me. It is really hard for me to.
That's what I'm saying. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run it back in a few weeks, and you can actually talk about this arc
right
in a proper way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
When you look at this picture, what is up with this sword, man? Like, how does this work?
I wanted to ask, like, and I don't want it to be a spoiler, so I just gotta kind of take it as it is because that's a wild sword design. Doesn't seem like it should be able to cut much. Like, it's a wild design, but I like weird weapons like that. Like when those non-conventional weapons and you're using them, especially if you're using them well, it's like it makes it so much better when you're than just a standard sword. So like when people have like the overly large swords, or like how Tengen had the swords attached together on the chains, this whip sword or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what else to call it, but I do like stuff like that because it makes it seem so anime, where like you're using an unconventional weapon and you're using it really effectively.
Yeah. It's a weird one. I'm gonna have to see it in action because I'm gonna be real. I had this image up for so long, I didn't even realize that was the sword until I looked at the hilt.
I didn't for the longest, to be honest. Like the first 2 times you pulled it up, I just thought it was a ribbon around her, and then like you said, one of the times I looked like, okay, what's going on here?
It's wild. And maybe that's just the character design that my eyes weren't drawn to the sword. I don't know. but regardless, I'm excited to see where we go with all these characters. I think we're in a really cool spot And again, personally, Entertainment District was fun.
Mhm.
Just this episode alone, the setup, as we talk about it, as I think back on it, I'm really excited to see where it goes from this point forward. I think for me, this is the arc that I'm probably going to be the most invested in. Whoa, something really weird happened on the screen.
Did we get the theme song for this? I didn't hear the theme for this.
It was the credits, right? I think
Okay, was that supposed to be it? Okay, I wasn't sure if that was.
Yeah.
So, okay.
The first set of credits are technically the intro for this arc.
Okay.
Well, the first set of credits at the end. There's like three sets of credits.
there are credits all throughout this. I'm gonna have to YouTube it. It has to the Entertainment District credits or the theme for it is great. It has a lot to live up to.
Yes, it does. It was funny because I was walking at the theater. This lady was with her daughter, and she was just like, this wasn't bad, but I swear this was 30% credits.
I mean, 25 is helping, is being favorable if you say that. So she's not wrong.
She's not, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're reviewing this as a whole package, the Demon Slayer to the Swordsmith Village arc, which is what they're calling this, it's not great when you think of it from that point of view. But if we're just looking at it as an episode of Demon Slayer or 3 episodes of Demon Slayer, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and that's why I choose to review it that way. Because it doesn't really flow quite right. There's too many credit breaks. So as a package, as a theatrical package, it's not great, not ideal, but it's still top tier animation. It's still great characters. It's still a fun story. So it hits all those beats as a Demon Slayer special for me. Was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we wrap this one up?
Go ahead, AJ. Yours
might
like venture into spoilers. That's why I was just trying to.
No spoilers. I would like to say this was probably done last minute for them.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Oh, this made a lot of money, so we're just gonna do the same thing with this one as well, but not as a movie, basically." So I guess they didn't have time to cut it to make it look like a movie, basically. But
I could have cut this in Premiere Pro in like 10 minutes, bro.
Well, to be fair, remember this was cut specifically for Japan, and I feel like I see way more promotions of people going to the theater to watch actual TV shows there. Like this isn't the first anime I've seen where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna show episodes in theaters."
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that. Honestly,
I think they literally just took whatever works there and just like, all right, we're just gonna put it everywhere else, and it's different culture. I mean, I've definitely seen a lot of people online who are like, I was promised the movie, and it's like, well, no, you just didn't read. But
they didn't. It's getting review bombed so hard because people are like, this is a cash grab. This was supposed to be advertised as a movie, and it's just 3 episodes, 2 episodes I already seen. Right. I'm like, you didn't read, did you? Like, we all knew this going in, right?
That's exactly what it was advertised as. But like I said, I think it's because that's what works for Japanese audiences, and American audiences are different. And you should have realistically, you should have read. Like it is what it is.
Reading? What is that?
Yeah.
Like after first grade, they just stopped reading. Like, huh? What is this?
Oh, look who's in the comments.
I need you to speak in sentences, Jamie, because I just have oof, LOL,
oh my goodness,
and shaking my head, and I don't know what you're referring to.
Who showed up in the comments?
See, I read, and that's why I decided to wait. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I mean, to be fair, cards fully on the table. Probably wouldn't if you wouldn't have reminded me and said, hey, you want to jump on this? I might not have saw it. I probably would have waited. But I also had a Marcus gift card, so I was able to get in basically for free. So all of this is a win for me.
Yeah, I mean, gift cards are nice. Update on the poll that Isaac graciously submitted. 67% of the audience wants to be stepped on. 33% does not.
Your audience is more wholesome than I thought. I thought that poll was gonna be like 90-10.
I mean,
Not gonna
It's
lie.
gonna be 100.
it might be Jamie might be the one who offset it. Honestly, we don't know.
Let's be fair. Jamie wants to be stepped on by her
Jamie
too.
might have voted yes. We don't know.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
33%.
Oh gosh, Isaac is spawning a weird section of the otaku fandom here, but you know what? I'm here for it. Why not? Let's go. She's 19.
I like your background. By the way, the background of the episode background. I meant to comment on that first thing. Some great animes in there.
I appreciate that. I actually threw that together today. This is not the normal one we have. So
what's the guy with the flashy hands?
Flashy hands. Which one are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is.
Where?
The guy with flashy hands.
I mean, I see All Might down there.
I assume that's what he was talking about.
All Might? Oh,
that's
dang.
All Might holding.
I assumed he was making a joke. I really thought you were. Are you watching Tomo-chan as a girl? I see you have the picture of it.
Yes.
It's so funny.
Shameless plug.
It's
Thank you.
so funny.
Kaladra. Tomo-chan, that's an episode that is recorded. It will drop when Brandon's done editing it. So stay tuned for that.
Nice.
It's a fun show. It's so
that
funny.
Show is so funny. I love it.
Mizuzu is a perfect character. She's channeling her April Ludgate energy, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
You should definitely watch it if you aren't.
I
got way too many other animes I'm watching right now.
I'll give you that. There's a lot.
There is a lot just on this collage here. We've got Nier. I
haven't even started that. There's too many. So
yeah, 3 My Hero Academias, 2
you definitely
Full Metal Alchemist, 2 Black Clovers that I can see. Cowboy Bebop. Vinland Saga, Avatar, Korra. You might have 3 Black Clovers, to be honest.
Nothing here has more than 3.
Okay.
I see Naruto, but it's covered by Mike's.
Naruto and Naruto Shippuden are here, but
I see Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's covered by Mike as well.
You know what? Here, you guys are gonna. Here, we're gonna do this. You guys have fun with your Easter egg hunt. You guys get 20 seconds.
Oh, JoJo's.
Psycho-Pass is very, very underrated. Promise Neverland was great.
Yeah,
had a great season 1 and then dropped down season 2.
Season 2 was okay.
Nah, no.
It was very average.
No.
It wasn't great in terms of season 1. This this collage. I do like this collage a lot.
Season 2 was garbage. We don't talk about it. It never happened.
It was okay, guys. It wasn't. It was nowhere good.
You froze there.
Okay,
I think you would say it was pretty bad.
Tomo-chan is cute. Nier is great. Watch it. Heard that here, everybody.
All Jamie's comments just seem like she's yelling at us.
I mean, I love how it progressively got like more and more intense. Exclamation point. All caps. Watch it.
Love is War is pretty good as well if you haven't watched the.
Yes, it's
Love
great.
War
It's so
hilarious.
messy. I love it.
And crazy. It's hilarious and crazy.
So,
Fairy Tale. Power of Friendship right there. Along with Naruto Shippuden. Jujutsu Kaisen is about to come up. Greatness. I'm about to get our next season. Hype for that. Hopefully we get that in the theaters too.
Fingers crossed. Movie Zero was so good.
It was
such a great movie. I can't wait for Jujutsu Kaisen.
See, when does season 2? Is it July or June?
I think it's July.
Okay.
I'm not sure. And Patrick mentioned this earlier in the chat, since we were just summarizing anime thoughts. What is up with Chainsaw Man? We were promised an announcement and then nothing happened.
I didn't see the promise of the announcement, so until I had saw that, I was going about my day like fine.
I love how you're like, I was going about my day perfectly fine, and then word of an announcement not existing. It's just like,
Right.
hey, you know, I'm upset.
Now it's like, hold up, I felt lied to.
We have been
was never
hoodwinked,
announced. That was-
bamboozled.
Chainsaw Man. Dude.
I don't see anything. Like, I'm searching Twitter. Usually,
Yeah, I don't think there is going to be a second season.
there's definitely going to be a second season.
I
Oh,
don't
that
know.
would suck if there's no second season.
Okay, so it says Anime Geek reports the second season is already in the works, with Mappa site set on 2024 release date. Not very sure how credible this website is, but there's that. AnimeGeek.com.
Yeah, like there's various tweets that are saying there was supposed to be an announcement today, but like I don't see anything from the Chainsaw Man Twitter account or the Crunchyroll Twitter account. So,
Right.
you know, maybe that was just speculation on their part. And
I'm going to be
Jamie
honest,
said-
Chainsaw Man could have been in the theaters. That would have made a lot of money.
it really would have. I actually just finished Chainsaw Man last weekend. I'm finally trying to get caught up
That's
on all
a
these
movie
shows.
quality show right there.
Yeah, that would have been a great, like if they put those last 2 episodes in the theater, that would have been great. They've got a few hours.
It could have been 4 hours.
They don't
They
have a
got
few
a-
hours because Japan's already into the 6th.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, it's
Look.
been a blast talking Demon Slayer. I think we are wrapping this part of the conversation up because we're talking general news now, which is totally fine. That is what this show does. So, did we want
Look,
to talk
I
about
can
this Dragon
spoil
Ball
Demon
game?
Slayer for you guys if you want.
No. Mute AJ, kick him out, do all of that. I don't need any of that.
He has been muted. He can always unmute himself. That's perfectly fine. He just needs to know. He needs to learn. Isaac, there's a reason why the reception in Japan makes me worried about season 2. Maybe. I feel like it did well enough in every other area that it would be kind of unreasonable to cancel the show because it didn't sell DVDs in Japan. That just, you know, if it's doing well in literally every other market, that wouldn't make much business sense because you don't make the one market that you wanted. It's kind of like how Young Justice got canceled because girls bought the toys and not boys.
Yeah.
So there's precedent. It's just really stupid. Chainsaw Man in theaters would be wild. With all the gore and booba. Yeah. That would have been a funny theatrical experience for the first time. Okay, Edge, I see you sharing Rent a Girlfriend season 3. Like anybody cared about that? Does anyone care about that?
No.
No. You're still muted. There you go.
You muted yourself back.
I muted myself.
There you go.
I muted myself. What was I saying?
Rent a
We don't know,
Girlfriend
you were
is
muted.
trash.
It is not trash. It is very underrated. It is very fun. And it is very wholesome.
No, it's not.
Leave it alone.
It's none of those
Please.
things.
You're a hater. Haters are like Attack on trash. I like Attack on Titan. I'm just joking.
Attack on Titan's great. Aaron is,
It is
man, that's a character. We're not going to get into it because Didge hasn't seen it yet. But
Yeah.
man,
I saw he won also main character of the year in the anime awards.
he did. He did.
Oh, that's another thing. We did get animation award with Demon Slayer with its animation, which is really good. And it was with this last episode. Well, not last. Second.
The last, yeah.
Can somebody explain the Crunchyroll Anime Awards? Because I voted in those, but there's so many shows that weren't nominated. Like, why wasn't Chainsaw Man nominated? Is that considered a 2023 anime, even though it premiered in November?
I think so. I'm looking to see what their cutoff was.
So it's by seasons. You have until June, I think.
Yeah, they don't have a.
So
It's gotta be.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November.
You gotta
I
figure
think the
if
cutoff is in June.
it's gotta be because you gotta figure if Edge Runners won Anime of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
and that came out. What that came out? What September?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cutoff is June of the previous year. No,
No, it's gotta
this
be.
year. This year, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
it's gotta be like October to October or something like that.
Okay, sure. Because I like when the voting was happening, I'm like, this is so weird. Like, what is this list?
Because like, let's see, Spy Family came out April.
Yeah, first core did.
Yeah. So then Call of the Night was July. I'm looking just at the best new series nominees. July. My Dress Up Darling was I think January. So I'm going October to October.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, because that's the one thing where I was like, I know Chainsaw Man didn't get snubbed. There's no way it would have got snubbed for this category.
Right.
So okay. Yeah, October to October. That makes sense.
Ugh.
Guys, first off, I
guess
if
I would have read the actual thing, it's from
Reading? What is that?
if I did the thing I was just saying that people should do. It's anime released on television or online in Japan from November 2021 to September 2022.
September, okay.
Gotcha.
It's a weird cutoff though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
November to September, not even a full calendar year.
No, that's why Chainsaw Man gets lost, right?
Yeah,
it came out in like November.
Yeah,
so all the fall anime gets in this weird spot.
Yeah, so it'll be probably for next year's.
Yeah, and then everybody's gonna be like, why? Because it's not gonna be there. What's gonna win?
Best new series from. I don't think it's gonna win Anime of the Year for sure, but I mean, best new series. I'm trying to think. There's a lot of new series that came out from. If we're going November to September.
Well, are we talking about this Anime Awards or the upcoming?
Well, it'd be the next one because
so it'd be whatever came out from November of last year into we're assuming September of this year.
Yeah, and if you're saying it's not gonna win, what's it gonna be? Or are you just being a hater?
No, I actually love Chainsaw Man. I want to say, Vinland Saga.
That's not new though.
But at the same time, you also had Nier, which is really good. Summertime Rendering, I don't think that counts, but that's really good. But yeah, it's
Summertime Rendering would have came out during this. It didn't get nominated,
which is very saddening.
Sus, man. That's so sus.
And so it's a weird,
so freaking good.
It's a really weird thing.
Video Game Awards cutoff date makes more sense than this. Yeah, every award show I feel like makes more sense than this. Honestly,
they could have just did September to September, and it would make more sense. I don't get this like random November date.
I don't either. The awards are beginning of the year, so just go from January to December. Honestly,
yeah, you could
like you could say December 3rd, like anything after that. You know, you can if you want to count that, that's fine. I don't know. It's weird. It's dumb. Romantic Killers was all right.
Never heard of it.
I haven't seen it. Never heard of it. I'm just giving you crap.
Never heard about Romantic Killers.
Guys, it's been so much fun talking anime with you all. Love to do it again sometime. I don't know when, because my 3 co-hosts will be back talking Attack on Titan very soon. Isaac, Jamie, Brandon, love you guys. Talk to you in a bit. But Didge, where can people find you?
At Didge_D everywhere. As you can see, it's underneath my name here. It's exactly how you spell all of it. But everywhere. And by everywhere,
nobody reads Didge. You gotta spell it out for us. Come on now.
God.
Especially in the podcast feed where they literally can't see any of this.
That's fair. So it's at DidgeD DIDGE_DEE everywhere. And by everywhere, I really just mean Twitter and Instagram.
Goat Slayer, thanks for coming back. Where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter only at KNerd89. I hope you guys can at least spell KNerd, which is...
No, you got to spell it out, man.
People don't be reading.
I don't know how to spell out my own name. I just don't know how to spell it. You guys can guess, basically. There you go. KNerd89.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this, make sure you give us a like and subscribe here on the YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast feed, make sure you give us a follow and a rating. It really helps us rank in search. You can check us out here on the Amateur Otaku every single week talking anime. We've got Tomo-chan is a Girl coming up. We've got Attack on Titan. I'm not saying whatever part we're on because God knows how long that title is, but that's coming up very soon. Season 10. Why not? That's technically what we're on. Hit all.
It's going to be the new Simpsons.
Jesus.
We're going to start getting episodes uploaded to TikTok, and they're going to be like 10 seconds long. That's how we're going to stretch this thing out. It's going to be so annoying.
Don't give them ideas. Somebody's like, hey, write that down. Write that down.
Didn't Disney already say they're doing that? Like Hercules, it's going to be for the TikTok generation. I think they said it was.
God.
I'm skipping that so fast. Not on my radar. I completely forgot about it until you said something.
Good. It's better that way. But guys, if you're watching us live, you're missing The Last of Us. Go watch that, and then make sure you subscribe to the Chatter After. We're talking The Last of Us every single Tuesday night live on Beyond the Clickers. The Chatter After, we're talking movies, TV shows every single day, essentially over there. So subscribe there. Find me at Novice Cinephile. Find Brandon at the Scarlet Fan 52. Find Jamie at Swiper Prime and Swiper Art. Find Isaac at Emblem Maniac, and of course this podcast at the Amateur Otaku. Till next time, peace. Esse caboclo não é um furacão,